Race22.com's live at the track coverage continues along here at the Martinsville Speedway in the Commonwealth State of Virginia. Going to talk to the driver now out of Troy, North Carolina, Tommy Lemons Jr. And the last time I saw Tommy in the 27, it was all rainbow colored with orange and yellow all flashed on the car. Got the blackened car. I guess it's safe to say back in black for 2011. Tommy Lemons, how's the day been here at Martinsville for you?
We've been pretty good today. We're driving the J Hedgecock house car today, and that's why our paint scheme's so much different from what we've normally been running. But I think we've got a pretty good race car for the race. We hadn't put on a set of stickers yet to see how it's going to be during qualifying trim, but looks like they're getting ready to do that here in just a few minutes for us.
Yeah, obviously the morning session last week got rained out. Everything pushed into one session today, preparing for next week. You know, next weekend's Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300. How's the car been since you come off the trailer this morning?
This car's been really good off the trailer. You know, we run some pretty decent times this morning, and I've been able to back them up this afternoon after lunch and actually maybe improve just a little bit. So I think we've got a pretty good deal going here. We just got to get it going a little bit faster.
I think this is what, about your 5th start in running the Virginia's for Lovers 300. I think you're due one to get in the victory lane, aren't you?
Yes, sir. If I make this one next weekend, this will be 7 in a row, I think. 4 on speed and 2 in heat races. But we've been pretty fortunate over the past couple of years to make it in on speed. Just hopefully we can do that again this year.
Last but not least, man, how's the season been for you, and what would it be to be able to put a grandfather clock on the mantle at Martinsville?
Our season it meant a lot to put that grandfather clock in the living room at the house.
Last but not least, guys, your sponsors on your car, buddy.
Davis Roofing's the biggest deal here. Racing and Kowalski Race Engines.
Alright, that's one of the drivers to watch here in the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300. Car number 27 out of York, North Carolina. That is Tommy Lemons Jr. For Race 22 live at the track coverage, I'm Wesley Outland. Race22.com's live at the track coverage from the Martinsville Speedway. Going to talk to the driver of car number 10 out of Bassett, Virginia. The J&J Appraisals entry of Kevin Parker. Kevin had 87 cars for 29th. And tell you what, man, you were saying for a 2-car tandem team, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I tell you, we're really pleased. Small team from just up the road, about 5 miles, low budget. I can't take Darryl Dalton enough. Came on board with me this week to help me out. Got a couple of people I'd like to thank is Dennis Harbor Freight, chassis experts, John Joyce. They did a lot of work for me in the past. We came over here short funded a little bit this year, and to leave out here in the top 30, I'm really tickled.
I remember whenever I used to announce at Speedway full-time on Friday night, about 2 years ago, you had a lot of struggles, a lot of problems. You had a black number 10 that you debuted here in the Bailey's 300, which was the last Bailey's 300 they ever had. And now Virginia's for Racing Lovers picked it up as a sponsor. And you shocked everybody. Came 1 lap shy of making it into the big show. Obviously you want to get that monkey off your back and make it in the 42 car field.
We haven't got over that yet, but you know, that's the reason we keep coming back. We're that close, and I can't thank Ronnie King, my best friend and my crew chief, and we just come over here and we dig hard and we give them hell, and maybe this year is our year, but you know, like I said, to get out of here today with this, I mean, there's some good cars here, a lot of money, so it's like a win for us today.
I know I've been kind of keeping up with you on that YouTube show Buck Wild, and there was one event where you got kind of beat off at a driver, where have you been running at this year?
Yeah, I just, you know yourself, racing is very stressful and tempers do fly, but I just walked down and asked him, did he want to go eat a hot dog with me, and
too bad we wasn't in Martinsville back then, right?
Hey, if we was in Martinsville, man, maybe he would have bought me a hot dog, but no, you know, Kyle Dudley's a good race car driver, and I don't have nothing against him. It's just the heat of the moment, and it's just one of those things that happen. I mean, I've got past it, I've moved on, but maybe someday we'll meet each other again down in the back stretch somewhere, and I can rub a little fender with him or something.
There you go, man. Last but not least, throw out your sponsors and what's your chances for next Sunday?
I'd like to thank first and foremost my father and father. That's Gary Parker. My dad, I couldn't do this without him. My mom, and D&J Machine Shop, Danny and Notre Swain. They've been with me for 10 years. I couldn't be here without them also. And then Chassis Experts, Dennis Harmon, John Joyce, my Ronnie King, Darryl Dalton, and the guys that's helped me today. I'm just tickled to death, man. Just tickled to death.
Ready to go for the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300, car number 10 out of Bassett, Virginia. It's Mr. Kevin Parker. For Race22.com, I'm Wesley Outland, the Motorsports Authority. Okay, Race22.com, live at the track coverage here at the Martinsville Speedway for the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300. Going to talk to the driver now in the media center, driver of car number 31 of Ryan Robertson out of Sherrills Ford, North Carolina. Man, I think the last time I remember you running was in the old Savage energy drink car. Man, I used to love that drink, and I don't know what's happened to them. I try to go to all the grocery stores and they're gone. But now you got Sheets on the 31. Talk about that relationship and how's your day been here at Martinsville Speedway?
Well, the Sheets relationship's been great. The way the economy is right now, the Sheets they've been behind me for about 2 years now, and really fortunate to have those guys. They're a bunch of great guys to work with. Car's been really good in race stream. I'm really happy with it right now. Still searching for the speed in qualifying. Gotta get a little bit faster on stickers, but that's what we're working on now. But as far as the race stream, I feel like we're just as good as everybody else. Everybody seems to be turning about the same kind of lap times, so really looking forward to it. Just trying to find the right balance of the car, what it needs for those past 2 laps.
I'll tell you what, man. This big race in October, it owes you one, Ryan. And me and you were talking off mic in the pits about it in the garage area. I remember one race you were just one spot shy of making it into the feature from the heat race. One time you were locked in and got taken out with less than 5 to go in the heat. So what's the game plan? What's the consensus with the crew? Try to make the top 22 fastest spots on Saturday, not to worry about the heats, or be in a good spot for the heat and get away from the pack so you can make it into the A-main?
Well, I feel pretty good about the way that we have the car right now. We qualified 4th last year, and we really would like to try to back that up. We pretty much have the same thing that we came here with last year. So really, this race is it's a huge race for everybody. Everybody wants to win this race, and I've been coming here. This is about my 6th year now, and just each year you gotta learn how to run this race, and you gotta take it in stages, because you concentrate on 2 fast laps, and then once you get into qualifying, if you can make it in the top 22, then you worry about the race. But really, the main thing that we're trying to do right now is just trying to find the balance with the stagger and the air pressure of what the car needs to run those 2 good fast laps.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, if you look to the right of you, the left to the viewers on Race22.com's at the track coverage, you see a grandfather clock. Of course, it's obviously not the clock that the winner's going to get for winning the event, but it's pretty similar to it. Wouldn't it be good to carry something like that home with you, as well as that $25,000 payday?
That's what everybody's shooting for. That's what we want. That's what we come here to do. And I feel like we got a really good car. The Sheets car has been really good today. I've been really happy with it. Just really trying to find the speed on stickers, just like everybody else. So I feel like once we can get the speed on the stickers, we'll be real good. Last
but not least, Ryan, throw out your sponsors on that 31, buddy.
Got to thank Sheets again, man. Like I said, they've been a big help to us in our race team, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. So big shout out to Sheets and all my guys, man. It's been a day we really had to work, and it's been good. I love coming to Martinsville Speedway. Everybody here is a first-class operation. I love racing here at Martinsville Speedway.
Well, that's the driver in the Martinsville Speedway, the new Martinsville Speedway Media Center, driver of car number 31 out of Sherrills Ford, North Carolina, ready to go in the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300. That's Ryan Robertson here for the Short Track Authority, Race22.com. Race22.com's live at the track coverage continues along here at the Martinsville Speedway. Going to talk to the driver now in the number 8 entry. This formerly was a car driven by Patty Rodenbach, now the driver out of Raleigh, North Carolina, Deke McCaskill behind the wheel. Deke, how's your day been here at Martinsville?
It's been pretty good. We we unloaded on some fairly old tires. This is a new car that Jeff Caldwell put together, and he just called me last night and wanted if I could make it up here today. Patty couldn't make it, just to shake it down. And, so far, so good. I think we made a lot of gains today, learned a lot about the car, and hopefully we can all this information, make Patty go fast enough for next weekend.
So of course, just doing some filling in for Patty Rodenbach. Are you gonna have your 08 late model out here for the Virginia's for Lovers 300?
No, sir. No, we don't. We actually don't have a car anymore. So this is my first time in the car since last October. So just kind of been playing, I guess, a crew chief role this year and not being able to drive. So like I said, just got a call last night, man, and just appreciate the opportunity Jeff and the Rodenbach family gave me today, and had a lot of fun. Like I said, hopefully I can benefit this information, and Patty can be fast next weekend.
Of course, you're no stranger to running here at Martinsville Speedway. Just talk about what it's like as a driver to be in this big event.
It's pretty cool. I've had the opportunity to make this show a lot, and I've missed it a lot, so I've been on both sides. But it's our, Daytona 500 of the year, so it's a big prestige event. I think it gets bigger and bigger every year. So just the quality of talent that's up here, if you can make the race, it's a good day. So we've been fortunate enough to, like I said, make it and miss it. So I've been on both sides.
So how did the car go in today's session from this morning to this afternoon?
I think it went really well. We were the cars really drove good all day long. Just trying to find a little bit of speed. Here and there, and I think we made some gains right around lunchtime. We started picking up a little bit, and I still think we can. There's a lot left in it, so hopefully Jeff can get it back to the shop, and the guys can tweak on a little bit, and maybe even be faster next weekend.
All right, that's the driver in car number 8 driving for Patty Rodenbach, who will be behind the wheel for the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300 for Raleigh, North Carolina. It's Deke McCaskill on Race22.com. Race22.com's live at the track coverage continues here at the Martinsville Speedway, and practice day Wednesday for the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300. Going to talk now to the driver at car number 14. Today, though, he's been to the number 1 out of Reedsville, North Carolina. It is Rodney Cook. Rodney, how's your day been here at the Martinsville Speedway?
It's been fair. We didn't tear anything up. We need a little bit more speed, but we ain't been too bad here. Just like a lot of these other teams, man. We've been throwing things at it right and left here. It just gives us an idea for next week, what to come back with. We'll go back home, go back over the notes here, and regroup and see what we want to try next week.
I'll tell you what, man, you're definitely due one here in Martinsville. There's been so many times that you've been in the contention to win things and then get snake bit, being in the hunt at the heat races and getting taken out in the heat of the moment, just racing for contention with all the other competitors out there. How would it feel to be able to put that grandfather clock and that $25,000 payday on the mantle when it's all said and done October 9th?
I'm sure it's going to feel great if it could ever happen, but it's tough. You got close to 100 cars up here would love the same thing, get the same thing. And yeah, we've been up here for a bunch of years, and it's been up and down for me. But every year we leave here, we're like, we ain't coming back. And then it gets closer to October here, we're looking forward to maybe trying it again, So, but if you're not here, you're definitely not going to have a shot at it. So here we are, and we'll come back next week and see what we got.
How was the morning session, and then how things developed into this afternoon? How's the number 1 car?
Well, we've been pretty much the same. We've stayed from this morning to this evening about the same. We've been consistent at what we've been running, and I've always said I'd rather be more consistent than up and down on times. And we ain't really laid a blistering lap down, but we've been consistent, and I'm satisfied with what we've done. We learned a little bit, what we can drive and what we maybe can't, So that's what testing's all about, man. We've been throwing things at it, like I said, right and left today, and we'll go back and regroup on some of the notes.
Last but not least, Rodney, throw out your sponsors, buddy.
Oh yeah, man, we couldn't do it without William Pickard Trucking. He's been on board with me this year, helped out a ton. Smitty's Funwood Auction, Bill Engel, the Burlington Honda there. They've been with me for years, and that's what it takes, man. It takes a big team effort to get me up here. Billy Banks Racing Engines, Bobby Creech Race Cars. Can't say enough about all of them.
That's the thoughts of driver of car number 1 or the 14 out of Reedsville, North Carolina, Rodney Cook on Race22.com. Race22.com's live at the track coverage continues here at the Martinsville Speedway. Going to talk now to the driver of car number 14, Mike Darn. And Mike, buddy, how's things going for the CGL Chevrolet this afternoon?
We're pretty happy. We ran real good times on old tires, and got a little tight on new tires, but we'll work on it the next time. But I'm happy with the car. You know, I think that we go home and do some more work to it. I think we're going to have a good shot of making this thing.
Tell everybody about your racing career, man, how you got started, and how excited are you to be here at Martinsville for this, what a lot of people call the Daytona 500 for late model stock car racing?
Well, I started out in go-karts when I was very young, and then I moved on to, you know, the mini stock series and then the limited late models, and then I moved on to the late models after that, and I drove a year for Jim Dean, and we won a championship, and then I got out of it for about 9-10 years, and then I came back a couple of years ago, and we've had some good runs, we've had some bad runs, but we worked really, really hard, you know, over the last week or so, and it's paying off because the car's really working a lot better.
How's your session been today, man, since you got started this morning and loaded off the trailer, and then as the day closes here this afternoon?
Well, we missed the whole first practice because we ran Hickory last Sunday, so it put us behind the 8 ball. But we got out, you know, in the second round today, and you know, I was comfortable in the car, and we really didn't run any new tires. We just made a 3-lap run at the very end of the day, and the car was a little tight, but you know, it turned a decent time. So I'm real excited. You know, I think that you know, we have a good shot of doing this if we just make some minor adjustments and get a little bit more speed in it.
Last but not least, buddy, throw out your sponsors on your car, man.
Well, we got CGL, which has, you know, been a huge sponsor to me, and they're actually helping me be able to do this race. I've got Wes Burton here helping me out this weekend. He's helped me out all year, and he's definitely made a difference. You know, and then the Concord Auto Service, they help us out too. But you know, all in all, we've just worked our tails off this year. Hopefully we won't get run over by this truck.
Yeah, that's the driver in car number 14, Mike Darn. I'm going to get out of the way so I don't get ran over. For Race22.com, I'm Wesley Outland. All right, Race22.com live at the track coverage continues here at the Martinsville Speedway. We're now going to talk to the driver of car number 98, the Barber Automotive entry out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, BJ Mackey. BJ, man, this has not been your first time here at the Martinsville Speedway, but I know this year you'd like to get a win when it's all said and done. Talk about how your practice day's been here on this Wednesday afternoon.
Well, it went pretty good. We started the morning off, and first, you know, right off the trailer runs some 50s and 60s. You know, I feel like it was in the ballpark, and then we stickered up, and we actually lost handle on a little bit on the stickers. But we made gains by the end of the day. We never made a second sticker. I feel like we made gains, and we definitely got some things to go back to the shop and work on, and I believe we'll be good.
Man, how would it be? I mean, obviously, this is a big race, the Daytona 500, a late model stock car racing, and you're no stranger to running late models, man. Talk about your career for those people that might not know you on Race22.com, and what it would mean to get the win here at Martinsville Speedway next Sunday.
Well, I've been running late models now for 5 years, and this year we pretty much run off in Caraway. We won 10 out of 12 races there. We didn't run for the championship or nothing. We won the Bob Raw at Hickory. I won the Rusty Hart race a couple times in Caraway. Won this race, the Martinsville race, as a crew chief in 09 with Dave Tom. I guess that's about the highlights.
Last but not least, man, throw out your sponsors on your car and all the crew that's helped you get here to Martinsville this weekend.
Barber Automotive is the biggest supporter. I mean, he's a car owner, William Barber. Gosh, I mean, he just supports us, you know, financially. So he does real good. Campbell's Paint and Body, they help us a good bit. Zero Boat, Racing Engines, Mackey Motorsports, WP Racing Shocks is a big supporter. And, you know, these guys work hard, and we put a lot of effort into coming to this race, and we're just going to have to go back to the shop and work a little bit harder, because I believe we need to be a little bit better, but I believe we can get there.
That's the driver of car number 98 out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, BJ Mackey on Race22.com. Race22.com's live at the track coverage continues along here at the Martinsville Speedway, and preparations for the Virginia is for Racing Lovers 300 a week from Sunday here at the Big M. Going to talk now to the driver of car number 12 out of Asheboro, North Carolina. Recent winner at the UARA Stars event at the Greenville Pickens Speedway in South Carolina, Garrett Campbell. Garrett, how's your day been at Martinsville, buddy?
It's been kind of up and down, you know. We started off a little slow, but we had some old tires on.
put some stickers on. Been fighting free, but I don't think that's a bad thing. The way everybody talks, they say the track tightens up as the weekend goes on. So we're going to try to bank on that. Try to get it a little better though. So we ran some 60s earlier, and I think we're all right. Tune in on the car a little bit next Friday and Saturday, and hopefully we'll get a pretty good qualifying spot.
I tell you what, man, you've come around in a lot in the last couple of years. I remember when you first come around, tore your cars up, involved in accidents, mechanical issues. You've really been setting the bar for UARA recently, the last couple of races.
Yeah, we've had a really good year. You know, we won at 4 different tracks. We won 5 times at 4 different tracks in 3 different states, 3 different series. So, you know, that says a lot, I think. And although we weren't credited one, but everybody still counts it. You know, so it's kind of a bad ordeal there. But you know, we really turned our program around this year, and kind of midway through last season, we had that big win at Concord in the UARA series. Had good runs at the end of the year at the big races.
Man, what would it be like to put the grandfather clock on, you know, at your house, the big check, the $25,000 payday in the bank to win this big race next a week from Sunday?
That'd be the ultimate kicker right there, to a new beginning, hopefully something better, you know. So it'd be big. Trying to move up, $25,000 sure would help, and it sure would help on the resume too, you know, with all the wins this year and all the different series and tracks, and to add another track here and at this big event, it'd be really good.
Last but not least, Garrett, throw out the sponsors on your number 12 card.
I'd like to thank my mom, dad, grandpa, Autocraft Technologies, Glory Days Fishing Charters, G4 South, CV Products, Danny Cox Race Engines.
He's ready to go with the driver in car number 12, resides out of Asheboro, North Carolina. It's Garrett Campbell to watch here at the Martinsville Speedway. And for Race22.com's live at the track coverage, the Short Track Authority. Race22.com live coverage continuing here at the Martinsville Speedway. Going to talk to the driver now of car number 57. He resides out of Roanoke, Virginia, Kelly Kingry. And Kelly, buddy, how's your day been here at the Martinsville Speedway in preparations for the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300 a week from Sunday?
Well, I think all in all we had a pretty successful day of testing. Started off rough this morning. We had a few issues. We had to line out, a few little bugs to get out of the car, but all in all, the Creative Surfaces Chevrolet, man, it really come to life there at the end of the day. I think we probably posted a top 20. We're probably top 20 on the speed charts, and that's big here. You know, everybody's trying to get the top 20 starting spots for this race, and regardless of we make the top 20 or not, I tell you, this car was driving good, and I've been coming here a number of years. This is probably the best driving car I've ever had as far as the drivability. And whether it's a heat race or if we get in on time, that's great. It's a blessing. If not, I'll heat race my way in. I feel confident I can do that, and it's just a real honor to be here.
How's your 2011 racing season been, and what tracks have you been running at this year?
I've run a lot of races at Franklin County, Motor Mile, and I run some races at South Boston. I think I've had 3 wins this year. I was leading one, oil leak. Cost me a win, so all in all, man, I just can't complain. You know, I'm one of the lower budgeted teams, and you know, anytime you can bang wheels with these boys and win a race, man, you're on your game, and I'm really proud. I really couldn't do it without Billy Banks Engines, man. Billy, he's putting horsepower under me every single week. You know, my car, Bob Unser's car here, every one of them's running Billy Banks motors, and I tell you, I've never really put my foot in something like this right here. This car right here, Bob. So I'm real tickled with that, and hopefully things go right and all the sponsors come through. It's supposed to help me. I'll have a real successful week during the Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I was going to say to you, out of all the past races you've ran here at Martinsville for the big daddy of them all, do you feel like this year, 2011, this is going to be a week from Sunday, the best run you can have?
I think for my Martinsville experiences, this is probably one of my better shots, honestly, and now, you know, Phillip and Pullian and some of those other guys, I mean, you know, Ramsey, those guys are on top of their game, so it'd be hard to beat those guys in all honesty. You know, hats off to them. Kind of got my mind on a stake right now, but I don't know, as of right now, you know, my mind ain't really on that Martinsville clock. It's on a stake, but, you know, 2 weeks or the 8th I'll be up here, 9th I'll be up here banging wheels and trying to hopefully if things fall right, chips fall right, you'll see Kelly Kingery in victory lane.
Last but not least, Kelly, throw out your sponsors on your car, buddy.
All right, I want to definitely thank Creative Surfaces, Good Looks, Watch Apparel.
Show it again.
That's good. That's the newest thing out, guys. Y'all need to get that right there. You can lay that where your golf ball is when you're on the golf course. Good golf ball marker. I was supposed to have some help from the Senator Bill Stanley this year. You know, he's probably gonna come through for me. CNC Auto Sales. He's definitely he stepped up and helped me all year long. He's really been good. Wheat Construction. Supposed to help this year, and if everybody comes through with the checks, I think this old boy right here, this old country boys, will have one heck of a ride.
I guess it's safe to say, call him an underdog, but he's got a lot of confidence going into the week from Sundays. Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300, car number 57 for Roanoke, Virginia. Kelly Kingery on Race22.com. Race22.com live at the track coverage continues along here at the Martinsville Speedway. Going to talk now to the driver of car number 48. He resides out of Richmond, Virginia, Scott Turlington. And Scott, how's your practice day Wednesday been here for the Virginias for Racing Lovers 300 a week from Sunday here at Martinsville?
Actually, the day started out pretty good. You know, looked like rain. Well, we drove through a bunch of rain, got here, but it was nice and dry when we got to the track. Unloaded pretty quick on some scuff tires. I had a couple people tell me we were in the high 40s and all that stuff, and then race 22 got me in a high 50s, something like that. But we kind of worked on the car all day, and that second session the track just seemed to be pretty greasy, and never really could, you know, get much better than a 60 out of that. But you know, the guys worked hard on the car all day, and that Rayvon Clark engine's definitely got the horsepower to get us around the track. But you know, it's never a done deal, man. You work on these things all the way up until race day, and we're gonna keep doing that.
As long as I've been calling races up and down the Mid-Atlantic United States for late model stocks, you've been behind the wheel running big late model races, UARA. This is the Daytona 500 of late model stock cars here at the Virginias for Racing Lovers 300 at Martinsville, and it kicks off the Triple Crown, of course, what a lot of people call the final big three big money races: Martinsville, South Boston, and of course the Myrtle Beach 400. How would you say your chances are going into next Sunday's event?
Well, I have the worst luck out of probably any driver here, so I would say I have high hopes, and that's about it.
Like that song by Frank Sinatra?
Yeah, I like that song. The other two on the Triple Crown, I'm pretty good at Myrtle Beach and South Boston, but for some reason here, if it's not bad luck, you know, it's just something else that always plagues us. But I have a ton of confidence in my crew chief, David Mercer, and I feel like we've got a good shot at, you know, qualifying it on time this year.
So obviously your number one goal is to try to get them 22 spots. That's what you really want to do. You don't want to have to go through one of those 25 heat races.
That's every driver's goal right there. They do not want a heat race. It doesn't matter what they tell you, they don't want a heat race.
Well, last but not least, Scott, throw out your sponsors on your car, man.
I got to thank first and foremost Mid-Atlantic Controls Corporation. They're our primary sponsor. They're based right there in Richmond, Virginia. For all your commercial, industrial heating and air conditioning needs, they got you covered. Phantom Race Products, man, they are the next level when it comes to bump stopping and all that stuff. So, if of course not NASCAR approved yet, but you know, if you're running a touring series and you want to look on sitting on the front stops, they're probably the best people to go to. And after that, Mercer Race Car Engineering, you know, that's my man David Mercer, and he turns the wrenches on this thing and makes it go fast. And of course, Clark's engine, Rayvon Clark horsepower, they got us going around the track.
That's the driver in car number 48 out of Richmond, Virginia, Scott Turlington. He's got high hopes going in to a week from Sundays. Virginia's for Racing Lovers 300 at the Martinsville Speedway on Race22.com. Race22.com live coverage going on here at the Martinsville Speedway. We're now talking to basically the competition director, the law, so to speak, for the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series Late Model Stocks program. For the Virginia is for Racing Lovers 300 for Martinsville, Mr. Lynn Carroll. He'll be doing the South Boston Big Race and, of course, the Myrtle Beach 400. A lot of people like to call Lynn the Triple Crown for the big NASCAR Big Money races to end the season. Overall, 87 late models here for practice. Are you comfortable with the practice session this afternoon?
Yeah, I think we're really well. We didn't tear up any cars, and I think we lost maybe one engine, so we had a good day.
What kind of stuff are y'all going to be looking out for this year as far as for the racing event for technical inspection and things of that sort for this big race?
Well, we're just making sure everybody's got their cars pretty close. We understand they've been beat up all year long and run them all year long, so we're just looking for stuff that they've mainly just tried to, for circumvent the rules on.
You know, Clay Campbell, we had him on for an interview earlier, and he was saying, you know what, even if we had 200 late models, we only have 87 cars. You know, don't know how many we'll have next weekend for the big race, but I think it's safe to say, Lynn, everybody is all knit tight with one another. A lot of competition going for this event next weekend.
Oh yeah, we had transponders on some cars today, and the times were really close. I mean, most of the cars were in the 20s, so it's you know, in the 20-second bracket, so it's a good tight field.
Well, folks, if people don't know Lynn Carroll, Lynn, talk a little bit more about your role, how long you've been with NASCAR, and what you know, basically why you officiate the event.
Well, I've been with them full time for like 5 years, and I'm the director of competition for the weekly series. But I've basically worked part-time over here basically ever since we ran the late models over here. I've worked over here and worked the late models, and basically been helping Clay run the show for quite a few years now.
All right, that's Lynn Carroll on Race22.com. Race22.com's live at the track coverage continues here at the Martinsville Speedway. In front of us is Mr. Clay Campbell, the president of the Manor of Operations here at the Martinsville Speedway. Clay, it's upon us again, buddy. The Daytona 500, the late model stocks, the Virginians for Racing Lovers 300. How excited is it for the month of October at Martinsville?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a month we always look forward to. This race in particular is a race we always look forward to. It's so big, so prestigious, and all these guys show up, and you know, they make it what it is. It's not us, it's all the guys. Here we got 87 cars here for practice. Next week, our favorite time of the year. You know, I've said it time and time again, this racing is just true hard racing. Doesn't have all the hoopla that the Cup Series has, but this racing is, I mean, you can't beat it. And for the fans, it's the best race for the dollar. A lot of good cars here, a lot of quality teams, a lot of up-and-coming young guys. You know, we look for a super race next Sunday for the Virginians for Racing Lovers 300.
You know, the economy is really affecting a lot of people all over the country. I noticed that you've done a lot of different promotions, $25 ticket packages for the Tums Fast Release 500 coming up October 28th to the 30th here for the Sprint Cup race. The affordable prices for the Virginians for Racing Lovers 300 to promote the NASCAR event, but the late model stock car racing. Why is it important for these fans to check out this event?
Well, like I said, this is just good quality racing. I mean, you get this many cars, this many teams, and you can separate them by just a blink of an eye. This is where the guys get their start in weekly tracks. They come here for their Daytona 500, so it's really such a great race. Fans wouldn't want to miss it because, you know, you got 4 25-lap qualifying races on Sunday before the big race, and that usually starts about 3 o'clock. But, you know, like I said, we look forward to it because it's a great race. They pencil this date in on their calendar, and if they come away with the grandfather clock, that's such a feather in their cap.
You know, a lot of people talk about over the years the car counts dropped off for this event with the economy and all that. That's a you know, it's granted. But wouldn't you rather have 50 or 60 stout, great drivers than have 130 that are just out there running?
Oh yeah, and you look at the field here today for the practice, 87 cars. You don't find any junk. I mean, everything here is good quality equipment. All the drivers are great, so, you know, yeah, used to we had 110, 120 cars, but in that 120, you could go through there and pick out the ones you know probably wouldn't succeed. You can't go through here and pick out one and say, oh, he's not going to run good. All of them look good.
Last but not least, buddy, tell everybody about the contact information, ticket prices, anything for this big event coming up October 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, the best thing to do is go online at martinsvillespeedway.com. You can see everything we have, all the ticket packages, pricing, schedule or call us at 877-RACE6 and we'll fix you right up. But like I say, it's a great race, one you don't want to miss.
That's Mr. Clay Campbell, the president of the Martinsville Speedway, inviting all of you, the race fans out there, to the Virginians for Racing Lovers 300, October 7, 8, and 9. And don't forget about the Sprint Cup boys in round number 7 of the Chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, October 28th through the 30th. Clay Campbell for Race22.com. I'm Wesley Outlet.